If you're a trades business owner and you feel stuck, this is why. There are predictable revenue ceilings in your business, and at each ceiling there's a key hire that you've got to make in order to break through that. So you're going to start off getting going on your own. Now at that point you might get through to say 20K per month in revenue. The problem with this is that honestly, you're going to get to a point where you just can't do enough work to grow on your own, and you're going to need to take on more tradespeople. Now the problem with that though is that you're going to take on more tradespeople, and then quickly that business is going to become more complicated with more back-end requirements in terms of admin, in terms of invoicing, in terms of scheduling, and in terms of just keeping the wheels moving. So you're going to get through to maybe 50K per month with those extra tradesmen, but you're going to run into the admin bottleneck and need to hire an admin or an office manager. Now once you make that hire, you suddenly will have the capacity that you need and the infrastructure that you need to once again take on more tradesmen and take on more work. And that's going to help you grow once again. Now at that point you're going to be able to grow, and so you can take on more work, more tradesmen, and you might get through to say 100K per month in terms of revenue. But at that point, in order to keep that 100K in revenue per month going, you're going to have so many tradesmen that you're going to start getting some complications again, and once again hitting a ceiling of complexity. And that ceiling will be because you just can't manage that many people in terms of their quality, in terms of their job satisfaction, and in terms of their training. And so what you're going to start to fear is taking on any more people and taking on any more work, because it's just too much to handle. And so at this point you will need an operations manager to start managing the guys out in the field or on site, keeping them happy, keeping them trained, keeping them performing, and keeping them on task. Not to mention taking all of those pesky phone calls off you so that you don't spend all day on the phone troubleshooting with the team. That's going to be done by your ops manager, which takes away the fear of growth. Once again, allows you to hire more tradesmen, take on more jobs, because it's no longer something that's going to bite you in the ass. So at that point you do that, you start to grow again, and you might get through to say 150K per month in revenue. But at this point, it's just too much pricing for you to keep consistent, let alone to grow from there. Now you might be at 150K per month thinking, you know what, that's fine, I'm keeping up with the pricing all on my own. And that may be true, but my question to you is, could you get to say 300K per month in terms of revenue without getting extra pricing capacity? Because if you can't, and you just can't price that much work, you will not grow past this point in revenue. And honestly, you are just an estimator. You're not really a CEO. But once you get that estimator at 150K per month, now someone is designated 40 hours per week just pricing and winning and bringing in work. And that's going to very quickly allow you to grow once again. And you'll take on some more tradesmen again. This will get you through to maybe 250K per month, because you once again have that pricing capacity. You can take on and win more work. But at 250K per month, you once again run into trouble. And the reason is because you now have so many tradesmen, it's even too much for that ops manager. They are having all the same problems that you had down at the 100K mark per month, only it's on them, not on you. So the thing is, once again, you won't be able to take on any more tradesmen because it's just too much to manage. So you take on what we call team leaders. Now, some other people may call them foremen or leading hands. Basically, it's a middle level of management that sits between the tradesman doing the work and that ops manager. So these people in here in that middle level are going to give more management capacity to make sure that jobs don't go south, there's no rework, callbacks, quality is upheld, and that the job satisfaction and training of the team is still running like clockwork. And that's again giving you capacity to hire more people and grow. Now, once you've freed up that capacity bottleneck, you could race very quickly through to 500K per month. And at that point, what you need is a leadership team. A proper leadership team which is going to take on actual department responsibility, be responsible for the results of your business and the strategic decisions, not to mention the implementation of projects and improvements that you want to make. At 500K per month, there is simply too much complexity for you to grow this on your own, which is why you start to need that team. Now, once you've got that, you're very quickly going to grow again. And if you're looking at this model and you're thinking, hey, but I'm at 600K, 700K, 800K, $1 million per month, that's cool. There's a whole nother model straight after this, which is very, very similar, covering off key bottlenecks. And so that's where we go from here. But hopefully what you've been able to do is see yourself on this journey and better understand why you're struggling and why you are stuck. So if you want help understanding why you have the bottlenecks in your business, not to mention the help to break through them and kick on with your growth, click the link below in the description and we'll book you in for a free game plan session where we'll break down your bottlenecks, solve them, and get you that growth you're looking for.